As a senator, especially more so than a House member, you're going to have to weigh in on foreign affairs. So, what are your thoughts, your positions on Gaza, on Ukraine, on U.S. aid, and our global leadership?
I think this is a year when we can decide how we want to be global leaders as a United States. What does that mean? We know what our history has been, a history of occupation, engagement, black ops, a variety of things. We know this. We have an opportunity to move into a new future. And it's interesting that we say Ukraine, but we don't usually say Israel. We say Ukraine and we say Netanyahu. But we need to, I think all of these, and we could also talk about other places like the Sudan, where there's fighting going on, and to say what is going to be our role. So we have created a unique role that's lasted decades with Israel, but this past couple of years has created another Holocaust of so many people who have, so much destruction, so much death. And now people are seeing the starvation pictures. Now, there are so many other pictures when this bombing was going on. I don't know how many people were seeing those, but we're all seeing the pictures of starvation. And many of us remember in past years when countries have faced starvation and how we've been quick to intervene. And we have a former governor of South Carolina, David Beasley, who ran the World Food Program and pleaded to have more investment in the World Food Program. So it must be very painful for him to see this starvation right now. So between those two things, we also have a disinvestment in programs like USAID, which is what we call soft diplomacy, providing funding for democratic projects and a variety of other aid in countries to build their democratic capacity. And we've cut that off. And then we've also cut off the immigration to the point where we're saying birthright citizenship is going to be threatened. So not only, and we've also said we're leaving UNESCO. So we're moving away from global leadership. We're seeing these atrocities and we're not participating. As a matter of fact, Bernie Sanders put a bill to stop the weapons that were being sent to Israel to help address the starvation issue. Does anybody know how many Democrats voted against that? About 19 or 20. So we're still at odds figuring out what our role is going to be. And we need strong voices to say, we need to be global leaders that have compassion, that use our power, and we're the most powerful nation on earth. We can use our power to hold back some of these atrocities that we're seeing. And we must do that. If we don't, we'll forever be stained with this legacy. So that's certainly one thing that I'm going to do as a senator, is to make sure that we speak out, that we use our power, that we use our international institutions to provide democracy, compassion, and help so that we can have a strong allyship with many countries and more peace and less war.